Hello, hello, hello! What's going on tonight, everyone? Welcome, welcome, welcome. And we have a super sweet special stream tonight. As you can probably see. Oh, thank you for the host, Lord Raven. It finally happened. It came through. The partnership is here. So we are officially a partnered stream. Super exciting. Oh, thank you, Psychologist, for the sub. Awesome. I know we had a couple subs before the stream even started. I'm trying to look back and see the names. T Just 240. Thank you, thank you. Who else do we have? There was someone else who subbed pre-stream. Great Germ, I believe. Great Germ, thank you for the sub. So, yeah, I'm super excited. We've been working towards this for a long time. Esco, thank you for the subscription. So, it finally happened. I'm super excited. So this means a bunch of things. I mean, we got a sweet deck to play tonight. Madcap Moon in Modern. And I'm really excited for this deck because we get sweet new cards like Madcap Experiment. We get Blood Moon. I've never met a Blood Moon deck I didn't like. But we also have to talk about some stuff. For example, emotes? What kind of emotes should we have? I don't know how to make emotes or what they should be. So if you have emote ideas, we got to figure that out. So, I like the Scoops idea. If you have more good emote ideas, let me know. Also need a sweet shout out for subs, like the, what's Nummy say? The Num Sub Club? Something like that. So something silly and fun to say to thank people like SteelWolf171 for the subscription. Yeah, Serum Visions are all over because, I had the, the default version puts the Semen Vision ones in the deck, and I don't like playing those ones. I should probably just trade these ones away. I got them, they were like the store promo or something one month, so now they automatically show up in my deck, and I just want the normal, non-creepy ones. Welcome to the Fishbowl. I like that one. That's a very good one. Oh, Jay Zoller, Scumble to subscription. Jaggerdurst, Scumble to, how would that even work? Thank you for the subscription, Jaggerdurst. Oh, yes. Oh, thank you, Jaggerdurst. I really appreciate it. Welcome to the Fishbowl is pretty good. It reminds me of Welcome to the Monkey House, which is a book I really like. I don't know if I'd say it's my favorite book, but it's very good. Wow, the subscriptions are coming like crazy. Good Pants, thank you, thank you. Narit, welcome to the Fishbowl. Anue Marie, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, you're all awesome. A pass the turn. That would be a good emote. Pass the turn. That might get a little bit crazy in the chat since we pass the turn a lot, but it could still be good. Alpha Jew, thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the Fishbowl. I don't know if we'll stick with that or not, but it's working for now. Scoops Magoops, that's another great emote suggestion. We are finally partnered. It finally happened. An F6 emote, Moto fail emote, or Tomer fail emote. I don't know if that works for the stream, but I kind of want a Tomer fail emote now. Also something to do with Stu getting buried under a pile of bulk cards, like some old hoarder shut-in type person, but with bulk cards. I don't know how you make an emote out of that, but scoops it up. So, yeah, Moto Fail's a good one. I think it's possible, Alpha Jew, that we do a live Commander Clash as like a special episode sometime. But I don't think we could do it all the time. But it's possible it happens for a special episode. Ship the turn is a good idea. Scoop's getting punted. I like that one. The Richard face, okay. That works. Chat lethal emote, that's another good one. Doing well, told in truth. Oh, Josiah, thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the fishbowl. Yeah, I'm all for using Scoops, the goldfish, as much as possible. So we do get emotes. We're trying to figure out what our emotes will be. I think right now, it goes by how many subs you have, but I think everyone gets at least 2. So no matter what, we're going to have 2 emotes. And then if we get a lot of subs, I think it goes up from there, is my understanding of how it works. A salty emote. I know, what are we going to talk about? What question will I get asked every single stream now that we're actually partnered? Anyway, can we have an olive that is saffron colored? It's not a bad one. Pass the turn. We've had a lot of pass the turn suggestions. That's a pretty good suggestion as well. Well, we'll talk more about this as we're going along, but we should probably talk about the deck so we can start playing this league as well. Thanks for the host, good pants. So, reminders, of course, before we get to this. MTG Goldfish Replay YouTube. That's where you can find all the sweet old streams. And if you were here, if you were here last stream, if you were here last stream, there was some question about a punt, and I said I would watch the video. You all were right. It was certainly a punt. you were right. Karen Oak, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. So you were right. There was a punt. I watched the old video, but if you want to go back and watch the old streams and see my punts, MTG Goldfish Replay, of course, you can pick up tokens. We got tokens, t-shirts, playmats. If you're looking for yet another way to support the stream, along with subscribing, like Cape and the Squid Labs, welcome you both to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much, the Squid Labs and Cape, something like that. Man, now I have even more names that yes, it was the opposite of Chat Lethal. Chat was exactly right. So Drake and Vulture, so it's basically, subscribing is basically another way you can support the channel and the site. So that's basically what it does. I don't know what benefits you get from Twitch at large, but it's a way you can specifically support the stream if that's something you're interested in. So 50 subs gets 6 emotes. So I mean, that's one of the benefits too. The more subs we get, the more emotes we get. The Caesurian, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for the subscription. And of course, before we get to the deck, while we are doing our reminders, we can't forget our wonderful stream sponsor, Wizardry Foundry. So if you're interested in a super sweet deck box, make sure to check out the Grimoire deck boxes. They're really good high-end deck boxes from Wizardry Foundry. So check them out. They have a sweet Orzhov lore-inspired deck box. You can pre-order them today and you get 10% off if you use the code MTGGoldfish2. That's MTGGoldfish2 from Wizardry Foundry. So yes, it happened, Scorpion Green. We've done it. We've done it. We've done it. So now you all... Stoneforge Mysticism, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. You all are awesome. I appreciate it. We've gotten so many subs already. Super amazing of you all. So, yeah. So let's talk about this deck, and we can talk more about emotes. The welcome to the Fishbowl thing seems to be working, so maybe we'll keep with that. Count Black, there should be a subscription button somewhere around the video window. I should probably have a better answer for that question, but... Oh, even more subs! Quintillion, Lord Ekon, Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for the subscriptions. Y'all are awesome. In the top right is where you subscribe. Thank you, Jay Zoller. I knew I made you a mod for a reason, and I knew that reason wasn't your love of Infect decks and your hate for Control decks. Actually, you're lucky I didn't know that, or I might not have modded you if I knew you were one of those dirty Infect players. Anyway, this deck is sweet. I'm really excited to play this deck. Senor Diablo, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Awesome. It's a Jackal. Welcome you too to the Fishbowl. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So this is what we got going on today. We are, you are a school of followers. I guess that would be what that means. So this is what we got going on. We are sort of a blue moon type deck. Stu knows his bulk. Knowing your bulk is qualification enough to be a sub. So this is what we got going on. We got some blood moons, which is where the moon part of the name comes in. Then we have Madcap Experiment, which a scoop of followers. Thank you, It's a Jackal. Thanks again for the sub. The True King Fishy, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for the sub. I don't know, that's what we're going with for right now. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll see if that sticks. That was an idea that came from the chat, and it seems to be working. We could still change it. But for now, we're going with the Fishbowl. But if you have better ideas, shoot them out there, because nothing's set in stone yet. Anyway, this deck, so we can actually jump into a league. So what we're trying to do with this deck is... Let me move these cards over so you can actually see them. So what we're trying to do is Madcap Experiment, and we only have 2 artifacts in our deck. So we are always going to hit a Platinum Emperion when we Madcap Experiment. So Madcap Experiment normally would make us lose a bunch of life, but boom. Instead, Platinum Emperion doesn't let us lose life because our life total can't change. So pretty much we get an 8/8 for only 4 mana. And then we just try to protect our Platinum Emperion and use it to win the game. Platinum Emperion all by itself can beat some decks. Some decks just can't deal with it. It doesn't die to Dismember, it doesn't die to Lightning Bolts. So some decks it's good enough on its own, but then we also protect it with Mana Leaks, with Disrupting Shoal somewhere. I thought there were Disrupting Shoals in this deck. I swear. Why am I not seeing them? It says we have 60 cards. Okay, well, maybe we don't protect them with Disrupting Shoals. But Cryptic Commands, Mana Leaks, Remands. We have Vendilion Clicks and Snapcasters for kind of tempo, flashback our spells. As far as our sideboard, we have some spice. We have Keranos and Chandra, are kind of alternate finishers in controlling matchups. Counterflux, negates, dispels, force through our Madcap Experiment, other ways to protect it. And then we have a bunch of aggro-y stuff. So Angers, Is It Staticasters, and Sudden Shocks help against aggressive decks. Awesome Dude! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Even though you weren't first to the stream today, all is forgiven. And then some Young Pyromancers as another sideboard plan, and 1 Vandal Blast to blast away Affinity. So this is what we're doing. This is the deck that we're going to try in a Modern League. And hopefully it works. Hopefully we don't run into Infect. The thing is, I downloaded this deck from the Instant Deck Tech video. So I don't know how the deck is different. That does not make any sense to me. Let me see. Do I have Disrupting Shoal? Oh, I don't even have any Disrupting Shoal. I do, and it says they're in the deck. This is so odd. I'm so confused. 22, 32, 42, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56. So So I swear Disrupting Shoal. Am I counting this completely wrong? Let's put these all in the same pile. 32, 48, 58. So, we need our moto fail emote. Is it? It's not even 0 cost, though, technically. I think I've scrolled. Oh, can I? Whoa! All right, there they are. There's our Disrupting Shoals. They were way over there. Okay. we got them. We got them. All right, good. So that's what we're doing. We found them. We're all good. They were floating way in the middle of nowhere, way off the screen. So, all right, we're gonna play a league with this. See how it goes. I wasn't trying to troll you. I really didn't know. Oh, all right. So, modern. I think we're gonna do a friendly league. There's actually more players in the friendly league than in the competitive league. So, in theory, that means we get matches even faster. So, Madcap Moon. Did I get the Modern Horseman deck you sent in? Was it a little while ago? I remember that from a little while ago, but I don't know if I've... It wasn't recently, right? If it was a little while ago, then the answer is yes. If it was recently, then maybe not. Make Moto great again. Can't say that because it was never great. Make it so it shows the cards? So what shows the cards? Yes, I did see that, Gubster. It was very sweet. Yes, no pithing needles to name pithing needles. Or also no pithing needles to mispronounce as pie-thing needle. I didn't even know that was wrong for a long time. I always said pie-thing needle. Awesome, dude. It's possible we play the deck at some point, but I don't know when that would be exactly, so we'll see. We need a Scoops face palming for Moto fail. Ooh, I like that idea. Infract? Is that when you get wrecked by infect? You get infract? I like Pi too. That's probably why I call it that. Did I watch the debate? I watched the previous 2 debates. I watched maybe 15 minutes of the one last night and watched something else. It felt like I've already heard everything that people had, both candidates had to say, so I decided to pass on that and watch something different. That is true. I think I've heard a lot of people say pie thing needle, so I can't feel too bad about that one. That's not one of my more creative mispronunciations. Alright, get that lined up, and let's see if Madcap Experiment is really modern playable. I think this is... Platinum Emperion in hand is awkward, but I think it's okay. We can put it to the bottom with Click if we need to, and we have double Serum Vision, so... let's see. Scalding Tarn, crack Scalding Tarn. I think we'll just get an Island and Serum Visions. We definitely need Spire Bluff. Snapcaster, I think we'll put to the bottom for now. And pass the turn, see what our opponent can do. The Number Tree. Well, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. How about some flair for when I play against one of my decks? That's a good idea. That actually happens somewhat frequently. It happens a lot in the 2-player queues when we're recording like Budget Magic and stuff. I think we got to put Blood Moon to the bottom, as much as it pains me to say that, because we need to draw lands. Miracle. Hopefully I said that close to correctly. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. So pass the turn, see what our opponent can do. I don't think we have donations set up that I'm aware of. I don't know. Not that I'm aware of. Land? Spirit Guide. Okay, let's just pass the turn, I guess. If our opponent taps here, I think we exile Spirit Guide, Electrolyze. Man, this feels horrible. One of the worst uses of Simian Spirit Guide I could ever imagine. Another Snapcaster. We just need to hit some lands. So, I don't know how good Platinum Emperion will be in this matchup. Blood Moon, on the other hand, should be absurd. But we don't get to cast it. When are we getting Richard signed Scoop tokens? I'm not sure. I think Richard was hanging out in the stream. He might be able to answer that. Maybe Spirit Guide Snapcaster would have been better. Oh man, our opponent is hardcore blue-white control. Land? One time? Alright, there's a Spire Bluff. Let's just pass. I think our plan here is pass, Vendilion Click, and then if that gets countered, then we should be able to Blood Moon. And then Blood Moon, just our opponent can't play Magic, and I think that means we win. And our opponent didn't make a land drop, which might encourage them to counter this, because they're going to have to start discarding next turn. Ooh, they let it go. Any chance for Scoop Scion tokens? Wow, all the paths. Gideon, Snapcaster. Only one counter, though. Well, let's take Logic Knot, and if our opponent does not draw a counter, then I think we just win here. So let's get in with our Vendilion Click. Nastier Nate, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Alright, well, unless our opponent just drew it off the top, they are pretty wrecked here. Blood Moon? Yeah? Yeah? Our opponent might actually just scoop here if they didn't draw a counter. Come on, you didn't really just draw a counter, did you? We get rid of the Logic Knot and their one draw is a counter. Oh, okay. They're just running out of Snapcaster. We can deal with that. They're gonna path the exile to get a basic. Sure, that's fine. So our opponent like a million for one themselves. I'll have to look into the sub count. I'm not sure if there's a way to do that or not. There probably is, but not tonight. This, like, the sub thing just came through. Bow and Arrow, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. So our opponent managed to get a little bit of mana, but they're still in pretty bad shape. So yeah, the sub thing, the partnership, literally just came through like today. So I managed to get the pop-up so we know when people subbed, but there's still more to do. I want to get some better, whoa, spicy. I want to get some better art, some sort of flashier thing for when people sub. This is actually awkward for us. Now, let's pass the turn. Leave up. We might just run a Snapcaster out there. We could use another island. Yes. Dovin Bane. Donovan Bane. In Modern. Snapcaster. Get Spell Snared. What was in our opponent's hand? Akisthar, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. And Tristan Compton, welcome you to the Fishbowl as well. So can our opponent kill? Can our opponent kill our? Was there more than one path? Oh yeah, there were 3. Okay. Well, Well, luckily Donovan Vane isn't a isn't a very threatening planeswalker. We're just gonna have to do the Shota thing and win through the emblem. Yeah, it would have been nice if we had one more island. I still think it was correct to do it there, but yes, thank you again, everyone, for the subs. So Snapcaster again. This one resolves. Can't flash anything back because we don't have the mana. Island? Mana leak. Alright, let's get in at Donovan Bane. Any plan for an art contest for emotes? That's an interesting idea. I was actually just talking to Richard about that, and we were like, how do you even get art for emotes? So, I don't know. Maybe an art contest is the way to do it. Oh, well, you're welcome, Bow and Arrow. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we can... The subscription icon will be able to be changed. Like the pop-up when someone subs, that will definitely be changed. This is just the first draft. We just found out today, like I was saying, so... Let's play a temple. Pass the turn. Our opponent's getting low-ish on paths, so maybe we can get this Vendilion click out there. I was bored and I made a punt emote package. Oh, that's sweet. I'd like to see him, Great Germ. Yeah, I'm surprised to see this in Modern, but what do I know? I don't even know if Donovan Bane is that good in Standard right now. Ooh, a Stasis emote? That would be sweet. Donovan McNabb used to be one of my favorite football players because he went to Syracuse, which is close to where I live. Whoa! Secure the waste. X6. Well, I think this is okay. Ooh, Cryptic Command. Do they have double islands? They do not. Alright, so we get rid of Path to Exile. Untap. And I think it's time. It is Madcap Experiment time. Madcap Experiment. It's happening! Wow. It was 2 cards left in our library. We would have been super dead if this was not Platinum Emperion. So we get a Platinum Emperion. Our life total cannot change no matter how many soldier tokens our opponent has. Oh, I guess it is pretty good against Electrostatic Pummeler if you live long enough to cast it. We didn't have the blue mana because we had tapped out for Vendilion Click, and all of these lands are now mountains thanks to Blood Moon. So we only had 2 blue sources, and we had tapped out both of them to cast Vendilion Click. So even though these look like they could make blue mana, they actually cannot. Yep, opponent cannot... no, our opponent can gain life, so our life total can't change. Oh, okay. I think this is fine. Our opponent's going to try to Snapcaster back a path, and then we just remand it, and then life is still okay, I think, is the plan. So they go path. Unless they happen to just draw another counter, we remand the path. We draw a Simian Spirit Guide. Not super exciting. We don't have any artifacts left in our deck at the moment to Madcap. So I think we Platinum Emperion at... I guess try to get rid of the Planeswalker. Opponent jumps. We can't cast Cryptic. I guess we just cast a Simian Spirit Guide. Alright. Oh. Is there any reason the most recent against the odds use Snow Forest? Haunting of the Wicked, actually no. I just happened to see those in my collection and was like, hey, we can play snow-covered forests. Opponent has a Jace. Okay. Jace resolves, unfortunately. Takes it down. So, Detention Sphere versus... If our opponent tries to Detention Sphere right now, we get to counter it, which would be fine. Thank you, Prefix Prime, for the subscription. Welcome to the Fishbowl. For those wanting to make emotes, you need to optimize for 112 times 112, 56 by 56 in 2020. Alright, so keep that in mind if you are going to try to make emotes. Wintermaster, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Our opponent had to take... Oh, they took Detention Sphere. So yeah, actually, we're gonna Lightning Bolt. Do we kill Jace or Donovan Bane? Yeah, I guess we kill Donovan Bane since it's keeping us from attacking with our Click, which will kill Jace. Island would be nice. Steam Vents is an island, but not the kind we wanted. Let's keep slamming into Jace. Blocks and blocks. We're going to lose our Platinum Emperion here. We need one more island. Mebabite, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for the subscription. What do I think of the Planeswalker doubling season list that Todd Stevens has been playing? Todd Stevens actually, I believe, as far as I know, is the original creator of the deck. Oh, they... Huh? What happened here? Oh, okay. Alright. So we lose Platinum Emperion, unfortunately. Steam Vents tapped. Pass the turn. Thank you, Treachery Just. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. And Mezook. Mezook. Oh, I always say your name wrong, but thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the Fishbowl. So yeah, Todd Stevens, I believe, is the original creator of the Planeswalker deck, and our opponent, and Todd Stevens, our opponent is going to get counter spells. I guess we'll split it this way. Logic Knot is... Actually, Deprived is better. I think. Alright, Logic Knot... Alright, whatever. Logic Knot and Planes are Deprived. It's about the same. Balls McGee 94, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. So yeah, Todd Stevens is original creator, and his new version looks super awesome. Even better than his old version, which is pretty sweet. I like, the new one is like all Tamios, Nahiris, Jaces, and doubling season, and even ways to like tutor up the doubling season, which is really spicy. Alright, there's a Gideon. Takes up Gideon. Gideon is annoying. Spell Snare would have been better in the past. Well, let's attack Gideon. We're actually sort of in trouble now because this Platinum Emperion is in our hand, and we can't cast Cryptic Command. How about some Flare for unmatched lands? Ooh, that's another good idea. Is there a loot house or something in this deck desperately needs something to do with dud combo cards in hand? There is not a loot house. Maybe because of Blood Moon, but I would like a loot house. Maybe like 15-ish, John Panic. The bot is saying 12, but I think there was a couple before we even started streaming. I think we're actually going to lose here. because we can't do... we only have 2 blue mana still. Spire Bluff. Yeah, okay. Well, that was disappointing. John Panic, thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Oh, so yeah, many more subs than that then. So, alright, we go full on control deck mode here. Counterflux, Disrupting Shoal, Negates, Dispels, and, of course, Chandra, the Torch of Defiance. Are there plans in the works to change the sub icon from a star to scoops? Yeah, that is definitely something that we would like to do. This all just happened today, so already a psychologist, psychoologist, already losing subs because I lost 1 game. Yeah, we're definitely planning on sprucing up some of the sub stuff as we go along, but it all just happened. This is sideboarding of match 1, so we're just after game 1. Yeah, I appreciate Lee talking about stuff like that. It is very cool to see the open dialogue. That is a subscriber button, Team Kitten MTG. Thank you, Illusions Donate. Super excited to actually be partnered. Is Pyromancer good here? I think our opponent has enough removal that I want to out-control our opponent. Keranos, if we can resolve a Keranos, we win the game. And Blood Moon is actually absurd. So I think that's what we want to focus on. And go down... like electrolyzes, go down. There's actually probably an argument for going down some Madcap experiments here. We got partnered, Die Storm. Thank you everyone. Super excited for the partnership to go through. We're just going to try to keep our opponent from resolving a bunch of soldier tokens. Secure the wastes. I think that's a smarter thing to do. Maybe something like this. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's worth trying to kill the tokens that way. I think we just keep our opponent from resolving them. The big problem with that game is we got locked under Blood Moon. So I think we can just out-control our opponent to some extent. Let's Spire Bluff go. We're still planning on madcapping. We just don't want a whole bunch of those. Becoming LOL. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. So many subs today. You all are super awesome. Whoa! Did our opponent really keep a one-lander? Oh, okay. Never mind. That was our turn. Alright, let's play a Sulphur Falls, play a Serum Visions. It is true that we were the ones that cast the Blood Moon, but I think it was still the right thing to do. Vendilion Click is good, but we need lands. I think we are going to keep Blood Moon, though. No, we're not. Blood Moon, we're going to put both to the bottom. In a control mirror, hitting your mana is, I think, the most important thing. Tasty Snackies. Yeah, we went down to 2 after sideboarding. I think the thing is, in some ways, in some matchups, it's super awesome. In other matchups, not so much. So, in some games, it's literally just game over. Oh my god. This is going poorly. We've scryed 4 cards to the bottom and resolved double Serum Visions, and we are still missing land drops. How much does this build cost? You can see it in the deck if you go to the deck screen. I'm not sure off the top of my head. Oh my goodness. Alright, well, we got to pass. Discard Platinum Emperion. This is disappointing. Opponent's hitting lands. Well, we need to Vendilion Click. Opponent cracks Flooded Strand. Yeah. The thing is, Snap Serum Visions, it gets countered, then our opponent just untaps and plays a Gideon, and we can't win. Which is bad. So our opponent going to secure the waste? Or are they countering this? They're adding a lot of blue mana. It looks like a Cryptic. Yep, Cryptic Command. Okay. Well, this would be a good time to draw something. Not a Lightning Bolt. Okay, so we pass the turn. Oh my goodness. Well, this is a little depressing. Delusional Kraut. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Sometimes you just don't draw lands, and there's not much we can do about that. Cyrus01. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Well, we get to double Lightning Bolt the Celestial Colonnade, which is good. Or fine, at least. Puts our opponent down a land. We don't mind that. Oh, my God. Do we lose if our opponent resolves a Planeswalker? Probably. Mostly. Yeah, thank you, Delusional Crow. I'm super excited. We've been trying to get partnered for a long time, and it finally came through. Well, Apes of Wrath, give me a better idea to say in its place, so you don't have to pay me anything. We might have to snap Serum Visions. Oh, it's so bad, though, because our opponent... Oh, if they just play a Gideon, we're in such bad shape, but we're in desperate straits here. We don't really have a choice. We're not going to win being down 3 or 4 lands against this deck, so we... Oh my goodness! Deck! Oh, we've scryed... That's the 3rd Serum Vision, scryed 6 cards to the bottom. We're on turn 7, and we still only have 3 lands. Told in truth. Welcome to the Fishbowl. That's one's for you, Apes. Thank you for the subscription. Well, Serum Visions. Hey, it's a land! Oh my God. Get in with Snapcaster. Whoa! And a path? Okay. Our opponent is helping us catch back up with lands, which I appreciate. And Counterflux is kind of our trump card because it can't be countered. Now we're hitting our land drops. We will keep an island. At this point, we just want lands. I know Shota would have drawn lands here, I bet. That's how you become a good control player. Play the island. Pass the turn. Now we have enough lands that we can Cryptic plus counter something, which isn't bad. Ooh, and a Dispel. Not a land, but it's something. Yeah, Shota is insanely good at control. Gay Unicorn of Love. Thank you. Super excited to finally have the button. If our opponent attacks with Colonnade, we're going to bounce it, I think. Did they play a land this turn? Probably not. Ooh, Glenalendra? Good God. We don't want that to resolve. So let's Cryptic, counter draw. See what our opponent does. Glenalendra would really wreck us. Yeah, Platinum Angel seems risky in this deck. I'm not sold on it. Shota is Japanese, I believe, and he is maybe the best control player in the entire world. Logic not. This is very interesting. So if we dispel and our opponent has dispel, we lose the counter war. Do I think Grixis control will be good, even though Shota said not to play it? I think it can still be good. Actually, our Brewers Minute tomorrow is breaking down Grixis control versus Jeskai control. And sneak peek, I mean, definitely watch the video, but I think Grixis is better against aggro, and then Jeskai is better against control, is my impression of the decks. But check out the Brewers Minute tomorrow. So I guess we can leak here, and then we can... Opponent has something else? Oh, you just pay? Okay. And then we'll dispel. So, no Glenolinder Archmage. Let's draw a Blood Moon here. Snapcaster Mage. Blood Moon? We got the islands this time. 1/2/1. Alright, let's Snapcaster a Serum Visions. I still would just love to draw a Blood Moon. Platinum Emperion to the bottom. Remand to the... What do we do with Remand? What was the problem? No, you can't spell snare a logic not on the stack. Unless they cast it X0, and then we could do it. We'll put both to the bottom. Play the island, pass the turn. We do got to be worried about Celestial Colonnade now. Not that our opponent will just go beatdowns, but they could. That's why we really would like a Blood Moon soon. Opponent passes. Let's Serum Visions. Mana Leak to the bottom. Remand to the bottom. Play Spire Bluff. And I guess we pass. What does our opponent have in their hand? I could have Mana Leaked, then Dispelled. Isn't that what I did? Did I not Mana Leak and Dispel? Alright, opponent gets in with the Colonnade. Blood Moon? We need a Blood Moon. Disrupting Shoal. That makes me more likely to run out this Madcap experiment. So let's get in. Put our opponent to 16. With Disrupting Shoal, we actually have multiple spells to protect our... So one... Yeah, let's Madcap experiment. Oh man, you know what could happen? A way we could die would be if we have a Platinum Emperion in the graveyard, our opponent could just Surgical Extraction, and then we have 0 artifacts and we kill ourselves. I just thought of that. Alright, so we have a Platinum Emperion. And now we hope we can protect our Platinum Emperion. Opponent goes with Vendilion Click. Which I think we're going to counter. Oh, I got to exile a blue card? Oh, God. Disrupting Shoal, you're worse than I thought. We can't exile Sibian Spirit Guide. Our opponent's playing just some sort of blue-white control deck. 1, 2, 3. Counterflux. Yeah, if we hardcast Shoal, then we're tapped out. We gotta be able to protect our Platinum Emperion from, like, Path to Exile. So, Exile, Simian Spirit Guide. Disrupting Shoal. Okay, so far Platinum Emperion is living. Yeah, but Force of Will, you can just exile any blue card. The converted mana cost restriction on Disrupting Shoal makes it even more restrictive. So not only do we have to exile a blue card, but it has to be a blue with converted mana cost of 3, which means, like, nothing. If our opponent has another path, then we're just kind of out of luck. We are partnered! It has finally happened! What is our opponent doing? Probably playing a Planeswalker. Gaming Royalty 1! Thank you for the subscription. So I think we have to not attack with Platinum Emperion. Because if we do, Blessed Alliance is scary. Remand is interesting. I mean, it's just so much worse than Force of Will. It's not really funny. Gaming Royalty, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for the subscription. Do we attack with both? Then our opponent blocks with Colonnade and kills our Emperion, or we have to Spell Snare. Alright, let's... I'm not going to attack here. I think it's too risky. They couldn't kill it last turn, so I don't want to force our luck here. Gadget77, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Alright, well, Disenchant will be Spell Snared. So our opponent have something else? Snapcaster Mage can get Cryptic, which we can then remand? Are we really going to keep this this Platinum Emperion alive? We'll see. If our opponent has something else to go with this Cryptic, then we're in trouble. Like, if they have their own Spell Snare, definitely a possibility. Namenth, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for the subscription. Yeah, is there any advantage to hitting our Spell Snare? Because this is flashed back, so it's not gonna go to our opponent's hand anyway. It's gonna go to exile. So doesn't that just cost us 1 additional mana? What is the upside that I'm missing? If this was from our opponent's hand, I would agree. But if we counter the Cryptic, don't we fizzle the draw too? Remand doesn't put it flashback from the hand. So Remand on Cryptic, Spell Snare on Disenchant. So that works. Our opponent doesn't get to draw. It doesn't go back to their hand. Alright, I just wanted to make sure. Actually, we're going to have to play quickly, though, because we're getting low on time. Does our opponent have another... Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That's a Detention Sphere that we don't have a counter for. there's Colonnade. Well, Blood Moon or bust. Blood Moon or bust is where we're at. Trade off with the Snapcaster. Blood Moon? Remand. Pass the turn. This seems like it might be a challenging matchup when we don't have a Blood Moon, because we don't have very many good answers to Colonnade. So we need a Blood Moon in the next 2 turns, or Scalding Tarn. All right, Scalding Tarn, go. All right, we get one more draw step, to get a Blood Moon to prevent us from dying to this Colonnade. Here comes Colonnade. Hey, thank you, so many birds. So down to 4, crack this, thin our deck. We have Blood Moons. We have Chandra, I guess, is okay. Alright, Snapcaster, I think, keeps us alive, most likely. We can Snapcaster the Cryptic and bounce the Colonnade. I mean, we could still get beaten by a counter, but opponent goes to combat. Alright, 1, 2, Snapcaster Mage. There's a Spell Snare. Remand. Here's a situation where I probably should have remanded Snapcaster, but I don't think it really makes a difference. Yeah, it was a slight mistake, but Temple of Epiphany, we're going to be dead anyway. Yep. Well, we just got 1,000,000 lands. So, that was frustrating. We didn't even have a Snapcaster on the battlefield. Yikes! Alright, well, let's see if we can play against a different deck. Yeah, and that end, at that end of gameplay, it would have been better to remand the Snapcaster, but, so technically that's a punt, but it wouldn't have ended up mattering after we saw what would have happened, so it was a punt, but a harmless punt. But if you're in that situation, remanding the Snapcaster would have been better. There's a couple reasons we couldn't block with Snapcaster. For one, it doesn't have flying, and for 2, it was not on the battlefield. Which is probably the most challenging part of that. The thing with playing creature lands like Wandering Fumarole is we're really built around having a Blood Moon. So, okay, so 4 Madcaps and 2 Emperions. Basically, we can't really... We don't want to play that many dead cards. So ideally, we would only need 1 or 2. We would only need 1 or 2 Emperions throughout the game. So Team Kit and MTG, I am very curious as to how Platinum Angel could be better than Emperion. The thing with Platinum Angel is you're going to go into negative life total. So like in that match, if we would be at like negative 20 life. So when our opponent paths our Emperion or our Angel, then we would just immediately die. When in this deck, whatever, like we want our Emperion to stay alive, but if it dies, we don't just lose the game on the spot. Yeah, Aetherflux Reservoir is looking good for next week's Against Odds. We're also good at drawing Platinum Emperion, which isn't something this deck really wants to do. Any chance we'll do a draft one of these days? Yeah. We'll definitely do some more limited at some point. We don't do limited as much as other things, but... Oh, okay. So we're up against Burn. So this is a matchup where if we get an Emperion, especially in Game 1, we literally just win the game. So as long as we have any life, We're going to counter this. So get an island. Mana Leak Swift Spear. So, does it mean we're going to stream more? No, we still have the natural time constraints of having lots of other content to do. So, I mean, I think we'll definitely keep to the 2 times a week, and there might be bonus streams now and then, but I don't think this means that all of a sudden we're going to be streaming 5 days a week or anything at this point. Thoughts of adding... Oh, there's Madcap! Alright, that's a game! Our opponent's going to scoop. Sweet! So the first matchup wasn't where Madcap Experiment shines. And turn 4 kill. Turn 4 kill! Oh, that's exactly what we were looking for. Mr. Adaptability, thank you for your subscription. And welcome to the Fishbowl. So if your opponent has Grafdigger's Cage... So if your opponent has Grafdigger's Cage out and you cast Madcap Experiment, you're basically guaranteed to die. Yes. If your opponent has Grafdigger's Cage out, you do not cast Madcap Experiment. You will literally die. Are we going to have sub-goals? Karnfather, that is an interesting idea. I don't know if I would actually do a 24-hour stream, but sub-goals is a cool idea. We'll have to think about what some good sub-goals would be. Yeah, I guess Triple Bolt technically can kill it, but it seems pretty unlikely. Our opponent must have seen the deck before. I don't know why else they would just scoop there. So we can bring in counters, I guess. More removal, maybe? Like Sudden Shock. Staticaster isn't good enough. Chandra, I mean, we gotta go down Blood Moons, I believe. Although Blood Moons do make it harder for our opponent to cast some things. I don't think it's worth it. Disrupting Shoals. Yeah, Dubious Challenge was pretty frustrating. XM2992, thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the Fishbowl. I don't know if you saw my comment, but it's because you have free Pact of Negations, which keep your Angel alive, plus evasion. Played against this deck and beat it because I was able to block it. So free counter spells and evasion is why the Angel is better. Well, that's an interesting theory. I don't know if I agree, but I haven't tested it, so I can't really say for sure. I'm still under the impression that the downside is too severe for it to be better. Demigod, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. I think we are going to do a special stream to celebrate our getting partnered, and also to celebrate 10,000 followers, which, thanks to all of you, it's all of you that made this happen. So, I don't know the date yet. In the next probably 2 or 3 weeks. Yeah, we just got the partnership exam. So, literally, like today, this afternoon. So, we will have a lot more stuff with it, but we don't have that stuff yet. Triple Madcap Experiment is essentially a mull to 5, so we're going to mull. Ay, this hand is not great. Platinum Emperion to the bottom. Yeah, thank you, Shimi51. Wild Nicodle for our opponent. Definitely going to have the Goldfish. Punt Emote is a good one, too. Ooh. Well, there's Madcap. Let's Scalding Tarn and pass the turn, see what our opponent does. We can always bolt this Nicodle. We can also Spell Snare, like an Eidolon or something. Thank you, Flo. Start Your Engines is a cool one. I don't think it's going to win next turn. It looks like Etherflux Reservoir is pretty far ahead. Alright, opponent goes attacking. We're going to... Alright, opponent bolts. So let's crack Scalding Tarn, get a Mountain, and just bolt The wild Nicodle. Ooh, one time icon. I like that too. The question is, do we want to do it now? We're not dead yet. I think we wait. If we can Madcap Experiment leaving up Spell Snare, that protects it from a lot of common artifact removal. Like Destructive Revelry is the main card that our opponent would most likely have. Do we have to counter Boros Charm? Wants some juice. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for the subscription. So what do we do here? So 4, 5, 6, we drop to 8. I really want to be able to Madcap with Spell Snare back up, but looks like that's not going to happen, so we'll counter it. This is game 2, so our opponent, they scooped game 1 like instantly to Madcap Experiment. Rune Boggle Emote, I like it. This actually makes it better. Wow, okay, so we got double Madcap Experiment, so we get to Madcap Experiment, get a Platinum Emperion. Even if our opponent kills it, we get to Madcap Experiment again next turn for another Platinum Emperion. So I think that this means we're pretty favored. If our opponent has, like, double artifact destruction spells. Alright, there's Destructive Revelry. If they have two, they have two. We can't do anything about our opponent just literally having double artifact destruction spells. So Madcap Experiment number 2, Platinum Emperion number 2. If they have another Destructive Revelry, I might cry a little bit. That would be very unfortunate. Really? Oh, Swift Spear? Okay. Whew! And Swift Spear. Well, this is fine. And we even get to leave Leak Up, which is a hard counter. Scalding Tar, not exciting, but let's start Platinum Emperioning. Opponent's at 16, so it only really takes 2 hits to kill our opponent. Huh. Can I not crack fetch lands? Whoa! You can't crack fetches. I was wondering why this deck only had... I was wondering why this deck only had 4 fetches. It seems like you would have wanted more than 4. But it's because you can't pay life with Platinum Emperion. Well, since we have Platinum Emperion, our life total can't change. Desandvich, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Our opponent's in chump block mode now. Opponent Lightning Bolts. 3. Huh. So this is interesting. We can mana leak it, but then if our opponent has another spell, we lose our Platinum Emperion to the triple block. We cannot mana leak it. Our Emperion takes 3. I guess it doesn't matter. Snap Bolt is the other option. So we can wait, see if our opponent has another spell. Our opponent likely has a spell. I mean, I guess there's a question. If they have like a Lava Spike or something, then they can't... If our opponent has a Lava Spike or something, they can't cast it now. So another spell that they can cast at instant speed. I think we let it go. I think we let it go and go on the Snap Bolt plan. Yeah, I think this is the best plan, although it's still weak to another spell. Our opponent triple blocks. Yep. So now we try it. See what happens. Snap. Lightning bolt. Whoo! It worked! That should be the game. Wow! Okay, okay, we got there. I mean, we can't leak, but whoo! All right, that was the line. We found the line, and it worked out. So we did not get blown out somehow, which was nice. Whoo! Yeah, we couldn't crack the fetch because of our Platinum Emperion. Can't pay life, can't crack fetches. Alright, so after the loss to the control deck, we absolutely smashed that burn deck. That was not particularly close. See ya, Gibbage. Thanks for hanging out. Ancient Rays, thank you for the subscription. Can I TLDR how this deck works? I'm oblivious to Madcap decks in general. So yeah, while we're waiting for this next round, we can jump to the deck real quick. So basically, the idea of this deck is, if you're familiar with Blue Moon in Modern, it is similar to Blue Moon. So we're using Blood Moon for disruption. We have removal in bolts, electrolyzes, typical like spell snares, counter spells, snapcaster mages, a couple of Vendilion clicks. But the main idea of this deck is we have 2 Platinum Emperions. They're the only artifacts in our deck. And then we have 4 Madcap Experiments. So every time we Madcap Experiment, we are going to end up getting a Platinum Emperion. And then, since Platinum Emperion says our life total can't change and it's on the battlefield when Madcap Experiment would deal us damage, we don't actually take any damage. So 4 mana get Platinum Emperion. So our life total can't change, which means a lot of decks can't kill us. And then basically we try to protect our Platinum Emperion with our counters, our Snapcasters, all that stuff, and win the game with Platinum Emperion. Also Vendilion clicks and Snapcasters, but primarily Platinum Emperion. So that's kind of the main plan of that game. We crushed Burn, Morgan. Not even a little bit close. How many complete sets do I have on Magic Online? I don't think very many, actually. I have lots of stuff from a lot of sets, but I don't think I have any complete sets. I'm having fun playing Green-Red Pummeler and just for fun, but opponents keep conceding. Yeah, that's a frustrating deck to play against. I wouldn't be surprised to see opponents scooping early in that matchup. Would redirect on your own Madcap to give it to the opponent work, giving them little neural artifacts, or would the target not work right? I don't think you can redirect it. Tasty Snackies! Awesome! Congratulations! I'm glad to see the YouTube channel working out. Colord! Yeah, it's definitely exciting to get the partnership. We've been working on it for a while, so I'm super excited for it. Average Toaster, you can. It just happened. Our partnership came through today, I believe. What you can do with Madcap Experiment is stuff like Shining Shoal, I believe, is one of the cards. So you can use cards that say the next time a source would deal damage to you, prevent that damage, deal that much damage to your opponent instead, things like that, to flip it around to shoot your opponent. I don't know if it necessarily is a great plan. I think it's more of an against the odds plan, but it is pretty sweet. How much of the $5 a month do we actually keep? That's a good question. I actually am not sure. I know Twitch takes a percentage, but I am not sure what the percentage is. Vineyard, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Will we be streaming more? At this point, I would say no, but I can't really say that for sure. So I think because just because I have so many commitments with Against the Odds, Budget Magic, all the other content, there's just not a lot of time in my schedule to do more streams. not to say that it couldn't maybe happen, but for the immediate future, I wouldn't be expecting more streams. Oh, is this more one drops? Rift Bolt suspended. Alright, well, Scalding Tarn. Crack Scalding Tarn. I don't know if this is going to be enough. We're going to need to draw something. We get to Blood Moon, which keeps our opponent from casting some things. Against odds, deflecting Palm. Ooh, I like that idea. Only if our opponent's thinking they're about to win by attacking with Emrakul. Is it possible to make a decent standard control deck with a Dredge shell? Recurring threats seem good. So, I don't know. I haven't seen that or tried to build it. It seems like it's possible. The challenge will be fitting the Dredge package in with enough control cards to have it feel like a control deck. What do I think about the once-a-year rotation? So, overall, good thing. Overall, I think it's great because, I mean, there's things I don't like about it. As someone who produces content, having rotations actually makes my life easier because I can have new things to talk about, new formats to talk about. Jenny Death, 42069, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for the subscription. We're partnered with Twitch now. Spire Bluff. Okay. Well, this hand is not super exciting. We're getting pretty close to being dead if our opponent has anything. Madcap Experiment into Hive Mind could also work. Is this another Rift Bolt? We're dead to Rift Bolt. Yep. Alright. Well, that was a lot of Rift Bolts. Our opponent doesn't know about our combo, though, which is good. Average Toaster, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. I really want to start my own YouTube channel. Raise Modern Badger deck awareness. That's the way to do it if you want to raise some deck awareness for Modern Badgers. Cut Shoals for more counterflux. So I think the idea with Shoal is it's a free counter spell to protect our Platinum Emperion, which makes sense. Because we tap out on 4, we get it, our opponent pass, we lose it. That's pretty bad. So I think that's idea. Counterflux is a lot better in some matchups, though. Do I own Goldfish or just contribute the content? So I am the content manager at MTG Goldfish, but Richard, who is in the stream from time to time, he is the founder and the owner of MTG Goldfish. Will I let other employees stream to let this channel happen more? So that's a possibility. Tomer at one point had talked about streaming Commander once a week or twice a week or something, and that's something that we'd be open to. We've talked about it, but Tomer's busy, he's moving, stuff like that, so we'll see. It's something that could definitely happen in the future, but there's definitely no... it's not that the Twitch channel has to be just me, so it's definitely a possibility that we could see Tomer or someone else stream in the future. I think I'm going to bring in the Sudden Shock. I think we do it like this. I don't know. Someone else was saying Platinum Angel too. I still don't know if I like that idea. Has CFB tried to poach me yet? That's how you know you've arrived. I've never tried to get poached by CFB. I've definitely gotten offers from a lot of different places, but I'm super happy with Goldfish. I love my job. I love working for Goldfish in specific for a bunch of reasons, but be fresh. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for the subscription. Platinum Angel does seem better versus Infect. Infect seems like one of our harder matchups. Alright, well, this is if our opponent didn't know what was going on, nut draw. If our opponent doesn't know about Platinum Emperion, they probably scoop on turn 3. 1, 2. Yeah, we'll keep negate. Scalding Tarn. We're gonna scry next turn. Well, yeah, we'll put it to the bottom because we're gonna be scrying next turn anyway, I think. I'm being serious, Apes of Wrath. I really do love my job, and I really like that at Goldfish we're um, not that I would be opposed to working for a card store, but I really like that we don't have any pressure at all to sell cards. Like, that's not what we're in the business of. We're not trying to sell cards, so I like that aspect of it too. Let's just Temple here. I don't think we're going to negate. Snapcaster can go to the bottom. Pass the turn. Yeah, Tomer's awesome. We actually have... There's a possibility of a new Tomer featuring both me and Tomer. A new series featuring both me and Tomer that we're kind of working on. So hopefully that works out. Alright, well, we're going to see what happens. Our opponent gets in a bunch of damage. Sure. Then we Madcap experiment, see if we win the game. Yeah, I don't know about Temple either. So, Scalding Tarn, crack Scalding Tarn. We're just going to grab an island. Exile Simeon Spirit Guide. It's the moment of truth. Does our opponent, did they bring in Artifactate, expecting Madcap Experiment? If the answer is no, the game ends. Well, they didn't scoop. Does this mean they actually have the Artifactate? They didn't see Platinum Emperion. They didn't see Madcap Experiment. They saw, like, what did they see? Blood Moon? And that was the only thing? So if they really picked Platinum Emperion from seeing Blood Moon and Blue Red Lands, then congratulations to our opponent. Alright, Searing Blaze. Sure. Unless they have 5 damage for 1 mana. Yeah, the thing is, if we untap, then we got negates and mana leaks, and that takes care of the problem as well. And dispels. I think we actually just attack. If our opponent tries to, like, triple block, we get the Bolt Blowout again. Yeah, Commander Clash is really fun. It's a fun series to record. We just recorded a new episode yesterday, actually. Yeah, I don't know why our opponent's hearing Blaze there. Probably just to, like, test it out to see if they... what would happen if Platinum Emperion was bugged, is my guess. It's funny you guys aren't on the business of selling cards, but outside of, like, the Pro Tour, I think that your content affects values the most in MTG. I guess. I mean, I think that's sort of true. I wish that prices didn't increase on budget Magic decks. It kind of defeats the entire purpose to some extent. Luckily, a lot of the decks are still, they're cheap enough that even when the price increase, they're still budget. But I wish that that didn't happen. Well, now we just play the Protect the Emperion game. Yeah, we're not gonna do anything crazy. I feel like we're in pretty good shape. Skullcrack doesn't matter because this doesn't actually prevent damage. All it does is say our life total can't change. So it's not a damage prevention effect. Let's keep getting in there. Damnation, I actually am very much like you. I think this is fine. If they can kill our Emperion at instant speed through our hand, then good for them. So there's a Tarka's command. So let's just dispel. And Is this another Atarka's command? It's a lightning bolt. Is there a safer way of doing this? It probably doesn't matter. We leak the bolt. We can Snapcaster. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A bolt still gets us. Yeah, we'll do that. That's fine. So, Swift Spear pumps up. Do they have another lightning bolt? If they do, we're still pretty far ahead. Oh, they do not. We are out of counters, I guess, if they have an artifact destruction spell. Goblin Guide. Hopefully our opponent attacks so we can get a land. How do I get my friend to go to this magic group at his college that he doesn't want to go to because they play Commander there? Hey, what's up, Stu? Oh, man. Punished. Punished again with the Scalding Tarn with the Platinum Emperion out. Oh, God. That's a good question, Good Pants. Your friend doesn't like Commander? So, someone, oh, I forget who said that. Damnation, I think. I didn't get Commander either. I honestly had never played... I had never played Commander before Commander Clash. So it was new to me as well. And I didn't get it either. I thought, why would I want to play Commander when I could play some competitive format? But it really is about... It really is about having fun with your friends, doing fun, cool things, and you just have to treat it that way. And when you treat it that way, it's actually a ton of fun to play. And I have a blast doing it, but I think it's very play group dependent. So if you have a good play group of people that are fun to play Magic with, it's actually really fun. I mean, we could have done things there. We could have bolted. We could have electrolyzed. We're in the Abyss mode. We can leave up counter magic, so I don't think it really makes much of a difference. Gave me a chance to go Commander story time. While we're waiting for this game, I should remind you, apart from actually being partnered with Twitch now, so you can subscribe if you want to, and support the stream that way, Wizardry Foundry is our stream sponsor, makers of the Grimoire deck box, including the new Orzhov-inspired Grimoire Immortal. So if you want a Grimoire deck box, and they're pretty sweet and high-end, 10% off with the MTG Goldfish 2 coupon code, so check that out. You think Anger... Yeah, I guess this is a pretty creature-heavy burn deck, so I guess Anger's fine. We lost to a blue-white control deck in round 1. We have subs now! It just happened today. Yeah, we can go down the counterflex, I guess. Go down... Sudden Shock, maybe? And one more of something. What's the one more of something? Ooh, Angel Tokens is on my short list of tokens that I want to see when we get more tokens. Angels, Spirits, Dragons, those are some of the tokens that are near the top of my list. I guess we can go down to Spirit Guide. Rosper80, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Hey, see you, Tasty Snackies. Have fun working on the video. I don't think we can keep this, unfortunately. Yikes, this hand is not good. Cryptic. Aye. Cryptic is slow. And we are on the draw. Double Temple of Epiphany. Yay. Commander is fun until one of your playgroup has a $1,000 Abs and Reanimator deck. Yeah, I think part of what makes Commander Clash fun is we do a good job, I think, of keeping... I think we got to keep Madcap. Of keeping the power levels pretty close, and that makes it a lot more enjoyable. If someone was just super far ahead of everyone else because of their deck power level, it would take a lot away from the enjoyment of the game. But, ooh, Boros Charm to the face. Well, do we live long enough to cast this... to cast this Madcap experiment is actually a question. We are down to 12. Let's Scalding Tarn, pass the turn. I'm on board with Soul Ring Band as well. That leads to some really unbalanced games. When one person has Soul Ring or Mana Crypt, they're super far ahead in Commander. Lava Spike, down to 9. Oh my god. Eidolon of the Great Revel. I don't know if we're going to live long enough. We shoal it. We drop to 7 to 6. The other option is just run out Snapcaster. That might be better. I think Snapcaster is an ambush. Viper is just better. Because we don't need to cast anything with converted mana cost 3 or less. What's up, 595? Char of Fire? Of Flame? I missed the end of the name. Where is it? Char of the Flame. Oh, welcome to the fishbowl. Oh, we can't shoal and Snapcaster. I think Snapcaster is the right choice here. I think this saves us more life. Basically, we're playing to live 2 more turns. If we do it the other way, we're going to take damage this turn. If we run Snapcaster out, we don't take damage this turn. And we don't have inexpensive spells that we need to cast. The possibility of a Seductive Scoop Goat token. I think that's a little far down on the list, but you never know. Hurlian, welcome to the fishbowl. Thank you so much for the subscription. Sorry, Char. Oh, what did you expect? Alright, let's Temple of Epiphany. Steam Vents to the bottom. Pass the turn. We'll see. We'll see. We could use some stew tokens. Wild Nicodle. That's not the thing that kills us. That actually makes me think we might live. I mean, we'll see if our opponent is slow-rolling Artifact Destruction. Definitely a possibility. Goblin Guide reveals... Oh, no, we're going to draw a Platinum Emperion. Alright, block. Goblin Guide. Drawing Platinum Emperion is not what we were hoping for. Well, the question is, does our opponent have a Path or an Artifact Destruction spell in their hand? They only have 1 card. Yeah, we have 2 Emperions. I'd still rather not draw one. There it is. What's our opponent's last card? Is it a Path? Our Shoal can't protect us because we don't have a 1-mana blue card. If we untap... Oh, they have it. Oh, they have Destructive Revelry. Alright. Well, that does it. Oh, jeez. Well, that's modern for you. Sometimes people draw their sideboard cards and you lose. Alright. Alright, alright, alright. Little disappointing. I mean, we had to play. We had to play the Madcap experiment, I'm pretty sure. I mean, the other way to look at that is our opponent won the die roll, which is pretty big in modern. If our opponent was, if it was the other way, there was a decent chance that we would have gotten to untap. And they only had one card in their hand, so, and they only have what, maybe 4 sideboard cards that matter, so, there's not much you can do. How do you feel about Pacted Negation in the sideboard for games 2 and 3? Deck seems pretty vulnerable to sideboarding. It could be helpful. It's probably a possibility. What's the difference between competitive and friendly leagues? The payout's a little bit different, and not a whole lot other than that, really. There's more people in the friendly leagues in Modern right now for some reason, so matches theoretically fire a little bit quickly. Wizardry Foundry is our stream sponsor. They make sweet deck boxes, so check them out. You can get 10% off with MTG Goldfish 2. I mean, pack, you can just pay for pack. You don't have to cheat on pack. Are we getting a landmine token? That seems pretty unlikely. There's not many cards that actually use landmine tokens. Hey, thank you, the conductor. Really, Munix, as far as the decks, I don't think there's much of a difference between the two. There might be a difference in play skill to some extent. I assume that a high percentage of pro level players are playing in competitive leagues. But as far as the actual decks, I've seen essentially zero difference. So the decks are actually, if you're playing leagues on Magic Online, you likely have a pretty good deck as it is. Not many people are going to pay to play a league if they don't have a decent deck. They're going to play like the Qs or something like that. A Seductive Go Emo. Ooh, that's a good idea. Alright, we'll try this. We got a Scalding Tarn and a Serum Visions to find us more mana, hopefully. Could end up regretting this. We'll see. Spirit Guide to the bottom. Spire Bluff to the top. Pass the turn. Yeah, I'm not sold on Platinum Angel. It feels like it's just a way to kill yourself. Difference. Oh no. Alright. Well, good news is if we get down a Platinum Emperion, we can't lose. At least in game 1. Game 2, maybe. But Dredge, I don't think can beat Platinum Emperion in game 1. So that's the plan. If we live long enough to get our lands, we should be all set. Opponent gets back a Bloodghast. Why is Chinese and pizza the only things that can be delivered? That's a good question. There should be more options for delivery. Come on, land. All right, there's a land. We might just Vendilion click ourselves to find another land. Yeah, they can kill it with Conflagrate, but in theory we should have counter magic up. So they're going to have like a 1-turn window to Conflagrate it, and it seems unlikely to kill us. Here comes the prized amalgams. Oh man, Chipotle delivering would be awesome. Opponent gets in 4-2. Here comes prized amalgam. So we need a land here, essentially 100%. See ya, Shank. So let's Vendilion click. Target ourselves. Get rid of Lightning Bolt. Oh, Disrupting Shoal. Oh, God. Oh, my God. Okay. I don't know if we live another turn. This might be the death of us. Well, because if we hit a land there, we just win. And we're not really going to keep our opponent from dredging. That's going to happen. Alright, so you exile a blue card. So, Disrupting Shoal, exile Mana Leak. 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Opponent goes attacking. We get to electrolyze these things. Come on, land! Snapcaster. Block a prized amalgam. This land thing is not working out. Land? Oh, this deck! Oh! Okay. Pass the turn. Maybe? Maybe they're... Oh, we're at 8, and that does it. Block Bolt. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, it's game. Alright. Well, I didn't build this deck. This is one of our instant deck tech decks. But playing a million tap lands seems pretty bad. Yeah, we were just dead there. The deck doesn't even... Oh, yeah, we were possibly not dead if they didn't have a land. That's true. We can bring in Angers, I guess. Maybe buy us a turn. We don't have any real graveyard hate. 22 lands in the deck, but the biggest problem that I don't understand about this deck is why it's playing 2 Temple of Epiphanies and even 4 Spire Bluff Canals is kind of a lot. That's a big chunk of lands that don't necessarily give us untapped mana on turn 4 for Madcap Experiment. Merfolklord, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for the subscription. So, I think it might be better. Playing more fetches is the obvious solution, but you gotta wait for the entire event to end, Stu. Once everyone's done playing, you'll get your prizes, but you get your cards right away. Or actually, better question, Stu. Are prizes even part Are packs even part of the prize pool? Shouldn't you be asking when do you get your treasure chests and your exciting modern legal random rare? Oh, Moto. Moto. Yeah, Staticaster kills some things. Blood Moon is kind of hit or miss. So let's get rid of Blood Moons. Yeah, the mana base needs fixing. We need Temple Epiphany to go away, and possibly a couple of Spire Bluffs, and then yeah, something along those lines. Maybe we keep Remand over Mana Leak. Alright. Yeah, even Shivan Reefs could be better in some sense. I say drop the league, fix the deck, and start over. Well, that's why we play these leagues, to see... Well, we have an Anger of the Gods. To see how these decks actually perform. The thing is, like, a lot of the instant decks are not necessarily... They're definitely not tier 1 decks. They're decks that spike a league and go 5-0, spike a SCGIQ and go 5-0, things like that, so... There's the Faithless Looting. I think we're going to actually just counter this. It feels bad, but our opponent's deck is going to be really slow if they can't get anything in their graveyard. And that might have been the one card they were counting on. We do not want another Lightning Bolt. Bloodstained Mire for our opponent. Ooh, alright, no dredging. Oh my goodness, okay. So this is getting a bit more real. We're not going to do anything for a while, but our opponent might not be able to get stuff in their graveyard too easily. Cracks Bloodstained Mire. The deck could spike a league once in a blue moon. I think you nailed it. That is exactly it. Oh. I mean, the Blood Moon isn't even that insane in this matchup, but it's a card that we can cast. There's Cathartic. Alright. So our opponent, back in business. Actually, no. Wow. They didn't even have a Dredger in hand? Our opponent has one of the worst Dredge draws I have ever seen in my entire life. Yeah, we left one in. Yup, I'm always on the lookout for Cookieville IQs. Some sweet decks come from Cookieville, USA. Wow, our opponent is pretty desperate. Conflagrate X1. Sure. Oh, and we draw our Platinum Emperion. That's something we've done way more than I would like in our matches as well. Kill Art, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for the subscription. Smuggler's Copter Fairies, nice. I saw Smuggler's Copter won Vintage, I think, in Eternal Extravaganza, or top 8'd in Eternal Extravaganza and Vintage. Alright, Conflagrate, gets some Bloodghast in the graveyard. Plays a land, gets back to Bloodghast. Well, our Anger of the Gods is going to be decent here. Yeah, thank you. I'm super excited that we finally got the partnership. Alright, prized amalgam comes back. We untap. Anger the gods away those things. Pass the turn. Our opponent does get to start dredging. Doesn't dredge anything too exciting. Flashes back Faithless Looting. They brought in Nature's Claims, good to be aware of. Here comes Narcomoebas. Opponent finds a prized amalgam too. Alright, here comes prized amalgam. So let's just bolt prized amalgam. If we ever draw our Madcap experiment, I think we win. Yeah, we finally got partnered. Finally. Yeah, we've been waiting and working on it for a while now, but... If they have Grudge in hand, they don't have any green mana, so they can't flash back Grudge. Collective Brutality, drains for 2, takes something? Both an Archamoeba. Our opponent's also down to 16 cards in their deck. Well, let's see what we draw. Remand. Well, we might be able to cycle it at some point. Our opponent's probably going to have to stop dredging soon, but not that soon, I guess. Because if they're dredging, they're not getting lands, which means they're not triggering their stuff. Stinkweed. There's not many remand targets, so let's remand it. Another Snapcaster. One more land lets us Snapcaster the Anger, which isn't too bad. We didn't have the blue mana necessary for paying our Disrupting Shoal. We only had 1 blue thanks to this Blood Moon. Oh dear. Alright. Hits an Archamoeba, so here comes the crew. The only saving grace is we do get to Snapcaster Anger the Gods to get rid of all these prized amalgams. There's a Stinkweed, sure. Here comes prized amalgam. And prized amalgam. So let's Snapcaster Mage, Anger the Gods. This might get the concession? Are we actually just gonna win the slowest the slowest dredge game of all time? Our opponent can't even dredge anymore because they're gonna kill themselves. Alright, they get back a Bloodghast, but there's no prized amalgams coming along with it. It does have haste though. So we take our beats. Opponent passes. Another Anger. Alright, Serum Visions. Scalding Tarns, I think, to the bottom. Yeah, let's just cast a Simian Spirit Guide. Pass the turn. We can use it to block the Bloodghast. Our opponent doesn't have enough cards in hand to kill us with Conflagrate, which is good. Opponent attacks. We are definitely blocking. We also have Snapcaster to flashback or remand. They don't have green mana, so they can't even cast it. There's Ol' Stinky. Spire Bluff. Alright, play Spire Bluff. let's pass. Do you have a counter somewhere of how many Simian Spirit Guides I've cast in my lifetime? I do not, but I probably should have. Muncher88! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. So, we drop to 5, we Anger of the Gods. Our opponent can Conflagrate X4 to put us to 1? How many? Collective Brutality, Collective Brutality. I wonder if they only have the 2 Collective Brutalities. If we Snap Bolt, then we don't have a counter. I guess it's probably fine to Snap Bolt. REH! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Yeah, I think we Snap Bolt block. We'll do that. It's just tempting because we have Anger next turn to get rid of both of them, but... Snapcaster Mage. Bolt. Bolt, Stinkweed. Block. Bloodghast. Cartman, thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the Fishbowl. We get another bolt. All right, pass the turn. This is the weirdest Dredge game I think I've ever played in my entire life. Hey, thank you, Muncher. Really appreciate it. We just got the ability to sub, actually, like just today. Do we Madcap Experiment right now, or do we wait to draw a counter? They could have Ancient Grudge in hand. They could have. They can't cast Nature's Claim. Yeah, let's do it. Madcap Experiment for Platinum Emperion. That's what we came here for. We might actually kill our opponent like the turn before they mill. Opponent gets back Bloodghast. Yup. Of course. There's the Ancient Grudge. Pass the turn. Opponent Conflagrates. And passes. Alright, pass the turn. Opponent passes. Do you have another Ancient Grudge in hand? Is that... This does it, because if they Ancient Grudge, they don't have the mana they need for... They don't have the mana they need to or the cards they need to conflagrate. Oh my god. we got there somehow. Oh my goodness. Oh, well, that's not at all how we drew it up. So our opponent probably could have Ancient Grudged, but they couldn't because then they could only do 1 damage to us, and they were gonna mill themselves out. So, okay. I mean, we got lucky. We drew 2 untapped lands in a row, which was pretty sweet. Oh, Waffle Zone! Thank you for the follow. Oh, you gonna take over for me, Stu, when I keel over live on stream? Oh. Alright, so what do we do? I just finished making a sweet emote for me. Do you want me to whisper it to you or put it in the chat? Put it in the chat, the Squid Labs. You're more than welcome to. I mean, as long as it's safe. not anything too disturbing. I don't think I've ever played a deck like that before. A Dredge match like that before. Schofield says, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for the follow. You only go to tournaments so you can pick up more bulks, Stu. I know you. Don't try to play it off as being the man of the people. You're a man of the bulk. Kazrik Noriel, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for the follow. I guess we just run it back and hope for the best. Are you going to battle me in Momir tonight, Stu, since you're here? If you want, after this league, we probably have time for a game of Momir tonight, so you're welcome to be the Momir game if you are up for it. Yeah, Emperion doesn't get dismembered, and doesn't make us just lose the game on the spot if something goes bad. Alright. I mean, you don't have to, but if you feel like playing a game of Momir, I think we're going to have enough time to do one at the end of the stream, by the looks, with how quickly this deck's been going. There's a Faithless Looting. We can't counter it this time. Ooh, Stasis. I like the Stasis. Very sweet. The Stasis locked. I like it. I really like it. That's awesome. What did our opponent discard? Conflagrate Dredge card. Well, let's start playing these Temple of Epiphanies that are unfortunately in our deck. Serum Visions, we'll leave that on top. We do have Anger. Anger can buy us time in some situations. What's up, Catboy Slim? I guess technically that's true. I beat Richard, and then if Stu beat me, I don't even know. I think I've lost on stream to to someone from the chat since I beat Richard. So technically, one of you is probably the owner of MTG Goldfish at this point. There's Bloodghast coming back. At least there's no prized amalgam coming along for the ride. So, Serum Visions. We get an Island, Serum Vision, Snapcaster. Snapcaster to the bottom. Serum Visions we'll leave on top. Play Spire Bluff, pass the turn. The temples are very awkward. I cannot think of a good reason they are in the deck. I wish they weren't in the deck. So, they're on the top of my list, 2 things to change if I play this deck again. Collective Brutality for our opponent. Ugh, there goes our Anger. That's going to slow us down a smidge. Yep, now we got to flash back the Anger. So Bloodghast gets in. Opponent passes. We draw certain visions. I don't think we're going to do anything this turn. Now, let's Serum Visions first. That's fine. Serum Visions. Draw more lands. Lands and Spirit Guides to the bottom. Temple of Epiphany. Lightning Bolt to the bottom. Pass the turn. Oh, well, thank you, Wolferfly. I sound happy because I am happy. I get to play Magic all the time. Why wouldn't I be happy? Bloodghast gets in. Down to 14. Opponent passes. Oh! Oh, do we do it? Do we do it? Do we do it? Oh, they don't have... Oh, they could have it in hand. We don't have protection. Oh. What do you think, chat? Give me your advice. Oh, I've been trying to get over this darn cold. Do it, do it, do it, do it. So far, everyone's telling me to do it. Every single person is saying do it. Do it, do it, do it, do it. Go big or go home. One no. All right, all right. All right, I'm going to listen to all of you. I'll take your advice on this one. I don't know if it'll work out, but we're going to try it. Boom! Madcap Experiment gets us Platinum Emperion #1. Our life total can't change. Does our opponent have Ancient Grudge in hand? Survey says, yes, they do. Okay. Well, that was unfortunate. Well, we did it. It didn't really work, but we did do it. The only good news here is we're going to get to Snapcaster a pretty sweet Anger of the Gods to get rid of a bunch of prized amalgams, which isn't bad. I mean, we had a Platinum Emperion for a second, and we don't have any graveyard hate, so we're going to get got by that eventually. I think we got a Snapcaster the Anger, though. I think. If our opponent gets back the prized amalgams, we definitely have to. Ooh, okay. Interesting. Collective Brutality. Here comes the prized amalgams, but they wanted Bloodghast in the graveyard for next turn? To trigger everything again? Ooh, okay. Okay, okay. That's another Snapcaster, though, so we that gives us another shot at it. I mean, it might not work, but it gives us a shot. So, first off, Snapcaster Mage. Target Anger of the Gods. Get rid of these annoying prized amalgams. Yeah, getting rid of the Bloodghast was a good call. We gotta hope our opponent doesn't find green mana. No land. Ooh. This makes things way better. Way, way better. Wow, we might actually win this match. Okay. So, their forest is in their graveyard. I think they only have a single forest. So green mana's offline, which I think means Snapcaster next turn for Madcap Experiment is just game over. I don't think they can deal with it now. I don't think they have green mana. Cathartic Reunion, sure. Gonna do some dredging, fine. Wow! Beating Dredge with no graveyard hate. And they're all the way down to 5 cards? So I don't even think they're going to have enough cards in their deck. If they make a land drop, they don't have enough cards in their deck to ever kill it? I guess they technically do now. We had to use one Snapcaster to play an Anger to get rid of our opponent's board. Ooh, and a Cryptic. That, oh, I hope that, this should do it. So, 1, 2, Snapcaster Mage. For Madcap Experiment. Flash it back. There's our Platinum Emperion. This should be game over. It should. It really should. So pass the turn. I don't think our opponent has green mana. I don't think they can make green mana. So their plan has to be to conflagrate with 1 card in their library again. But we have a Cryptic Command and now also a Disrupting Shoal. So we're not going to attack. We're on the mill them out plan. I think this is going to work. Ooh, I like the Scoops sub badge. Very cool. We're about to be 2-2 if we actually win this game. Yeah, that is a really good sub badge. T-Just. I think it's over. I don't think our opponent can do it. They might not scoop because I think they think that Conflagrate could win them the game. But I don't think that can actually happen. Is it worth buying Magic Online and spending like 10 ticks to make one of my budget decks? Yeah, I think so. You'll have fun with it. You can play 1,000,000 casual games or like non-tournament games for free, like an unlimited number. So... yes, I think that is a reasonable plan. I think it's worth it. And even though you got to pay $10 to initially get Magic Online, you get some of that back in your, like your intro pack, whatever they give you. Some tickets, some new player points and stuff. So it really doesn't cost as much as it would sound like. Alright, I mean, we don't know what we're up against, but we have a turn 2 Blood Moon, which is fine. Basic Forest. Oh dear. So, Search for Tomorrows. Okay. Well, Blood Moon should still be good. Let's just get this Temple out of our hand. Island. I think we're going to keep the island. Pass the turn. We gotta kind of keep our basic islands, I think. So play the island, exile Simian Spirit Guide, and Blood Moon. Is this the game? Hey, see you, Mr. Zuaichi. I bought the MTGO intro, but haven't used it thanks to the changes with chest, with redemption, and chest. Well, redemption changes shouldn't have too direct of an impact on you. The biggest concern is standard card prices potentially dropping like mid-season. But if you are aware of that, it shouldn't be a huge deal. The treasure chest thing really only impacts you if you're playing tournaments. So if you just want to like jam some games on Magic Online, I think you're fine to do that. I think we got to Vendilion Click to try to get rid of a Titan. That is a way we could lose, would be just our opponent straight up casting a Titan here. Through the Breach, also not good. The only good news is it doesn't actually kill us because we have Blood Moon out. Yeah, I'm super excited, All Regent. All Regent, thank you for the sub, by the way. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Yeah, the new podcast intro is really awesome. I'm glad that we actually have something for the intro now. We're still going to click our opponent. Seems safest. Anger of the Gods, Lightning Bolt, and... They can keep both of those, I think. That was the chat's suggestion. Alright, Bolt our Vendilion Click. So we're going to take 6. Our opponent gets more lands. But they're basically out of cards now. So we're pretty much just hoping to find a Madcap Experiment to get our Platinum Emperion and close out the game. Scalding Tarn. Alright, so Serum Visions finds us. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't think we're going to cast Platinum Emperion, so we'll put it to the bottom. Leave Serum Visions to the top, play an island, pass the turn. Double Disrupting Shoal isn't super exciting. Emperion has already spiked a lot just based on the hype surrounding this combo when it was spoiled. So I don't know if it'll really go up too much more. We just can't get away from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, maybe we just cast it? Okay. Alright, we're going to try to cast it. Not the way we drew it up, but we'll try it. Pass the turn. So we're going to be 1 mana away, and we get to Snapcaster to find it. So pretty much 2 turns we just naturally cast a Platinum Emperion. So as long as our opponent doesn't get a Titan like this turn. Yeah, this deck is interesting. You played with it or against it, Whiskey Dingo? Oh, I did not have any luck with Blue-Red Dynavolt. I didn't feel like the deck was powerful. It's really difficult to play. Personally, I would probably play something else. I haven't played Mono Blue Summonings yet. I think that's going to be our Against the Odds next week. Or not Against the Odds. Much Ado About Nothing next week. It's been very popular for deck techs. So I can't really recommend that one either, just because I haven't played it yet. In the dark, I might go Summonings. If you're going to play Blue-Red Dynavolt, practice it and play some games with it, because I found it to be really difficult to play, and you don't win easily. You play a lot of really close, grindy type games. So if you make any slate play mistakes, it's likely to cost you the game. Metalwork Colossus is sweet. Yeah, my experience playing the Dynavolt deck was, it was not very powerful and very difficult to win with. So I kind of agree with you on this one, Stu. I mean, Red-White Vehicles is fine. I think it's still a fine deck. I still think the Blue-White mid-range deck is, if I was going to choose any one deck to play and try to win a tournament in Standard this weekend, it would be Blue-White mid-range. Have I played the new Jeskai aggro builds? I have not played those decks. I don't even know if I've seen that. It's a new Hooglin deck. I don't think I've seen it yet. Yeah, my experience playing with Dynavolt Tower was, 1 Dynavolt Tower isn't even that good. You really need to have 2 Dynavolt Towers, and that takes a lot of your deck. And even with 2 Dynavolt Towers, you're not really guaranteed to win. Have I seen the Altar of the Brood Liquid Medic Holding Saheeli combo? I have. I think it's pretty sweet. I think it's something that could show up on Against the Odds. Also, the Infinite Sun Titan Saheeli combo. Our opponent has lost connection to the game. Will I ever take Panharmonicon to Modern? Quite possibly. Modern is so fast that I don't expect it to work, but there's a lot of cool enter the battlefield abilities, so I would probably play it for fun, even though I don't really think that it'll be competitive. Do I think Metallurgic Summonings could find its way into Modern Grixis or Blue-Red Control style deck? That's a tough one. I'm going to go with no, because you have options like Keranos that are just so hard to interact with that I imagine if they want to play like a 5-mana finisher out of the sideboard, it's more likely to be something like Keranos than it is to be Metallurgic Summonings. How do I feel about the Rise from the Tides in Temur Summonings? I think that it's a fine option. It would probably be a one of. I don't know if it's necessary, but I think it's fine. Whale Messiah, welcome to the Fishbowl. You have a good name for being in the Fishbowl. Thanks for the subscription. Should you jam Panharmonicon in your Brago EDH deck? 100%. I think Panharmonicon is incredibly busted in Commander. So I would play Panharmonicon in a lot of decks in Commander. I know Tom, who does Commander Clash with us and also streams at MTG Radio. He streams Commander. He's a big fan of Panharmonicon, and he has done some crazy things with it in Commander. So I think it's very good in a lot of different Commander decks. Would Electrostatic Pummeler work in Modern? Become immense in Temur Battle Rage? Seem like best friends. So the problem with that, and yes, technically it would work. The problem with doing that in Modern is twofold. So one is all the energy cards are in Standard, so it's not like going back into Modern gives you better energy production cards. So that's problem one. Problem two is you get Infect creatures, which are just more efficient. You can play them on turn 1, on turn 2, on turn 0 in the case of Inkmoth Nexus, and they do essentially the same thing. They're like naturally already doubled up once, which is what you do with Electrostatic Pummeler, double its power and toughness. Because they're dealing infect damage, they're just like naturally double power and toughness all the time when they're damaging players. So you could play it, but I think you're just going to build, it's just going to be a worse version of Infect, essentially. I can't imagine there being an Electrostatic Pummeler build that would actually be better than Infect is. And maybe not even better than like the Blistering Rage, or whatever you want to call it, deck, with like Kiln Fiends and Double Strike spells and Monastery Swift Spears, so. Do I legit now have to wait for the clock to run out, or does... so, our opponent will time out 10 minutes after their last action, assuming they don't just reappear. So, I haven't had anyone that hasn't come back in a while now. They lost connection 4 minutes ago. It was 2 minutes before that they did something. So, about 4 minutes from now, our opponent will time out if they don't come back. And that means that we get a treasure chest. We get to open a single treasure chest. We pull off the 3 and 2 thanks to our opponent leaving in the last round. Also beating Dredge in a really crazy game. And hopefully, I mean, we're probably going to open something absolutely horrible because that's my luck and been my experiences with treasure chests. But you never know. Maybe this is the time when we get paid back for all of our 0.10 tick rares that we open. So maybe this is the Liliana, the Rishadan Port, the Black Lotus, the 1,000 play point treasure chest. It could happen. I think we're going to do one game. Excuse me. Like I said, I've still been getting over a bit of a cold here with the weather changing. We're going to do one game of Momir after this, I believe. And I gave Stu first dibs if he wants to play. If not, we'll take a challenger from the audience. So while we're waiting, I might as well remind you about the MTG Goldfish Replay YouTube, where you have all the old streams. So if you want to check out this stream a couple days from now, or any of the old ones, sub to that. Also merch, we got tokens, we got more signed tokens. My hand and arm is tired. I've signed thousands of tokens just for you. So if you want a token or a t-shirt to support the stream, pick some up. And of course, once again, our sponsor, our opponent's back. Our sponsor, Wizardry Foundry, 10% off. Pick up your sweet deck box if you're interested. All right, so back to the game of Magic. Our opponent has returned from their hiatus. So now we actually have to win this game. Now we actually have to win, unfortunately. So Snapcaster Mage, number 1. Flashback our Serum Visions. This is going to draw us Platinum Emperion. Ay. We're going to keep the remand. Play Scalding Tarn, pass the turn. Hopefully our opponent doesn't tighten right this second. That would be depressing. We can counter something that costs 2 by exiling Disrupting Shoal to itself. Oh, awesome! I'm glad you got the tokens. When can you start subbing? You can sub now. We are officially partnered with Twitch, so there's a sub button up in the right-hand corner. So if you want to support the stream that way, that would be awesome of you too. Maybe our opponent is having internet problems. Maybe our opponent is also pissed or upset that we Blood Moon them. So they... I don't know. I do not understand. I'm gonna go with internet problems. Or just very... gotta be internet trouble, I guess. Is there not a bot timing out these spam bots? I feel like there's a delay between these guys getting timed out. There should be a bot that are doing that. Oh. Little Planeswalker. Cover your ears. I didn't mean it. Should you bring spirits to a modern GP? You could. I think that it's a reasonable deck. Yeah, well, I'm not going to leave and give our opponent the treasure chest. We need our treasure chest. Oh, lost connection again. Oh, they're back again. What is happening across the table? Did they really draw Titan? Oh, they drew... Oh, my God! Alright, so... Dead we are. Whoa! Our opponent did not exile the Blood Moon? They're going to do it next turn? So, cast Simian Spirit Guide. Remand Primeval Titan. Maybe our opponent doesn't realize. Wow, they have a handful of... This is one of the more awkward things I've ever seen. Why? I don't understand. We were dead so many times over if they just exiled the Blood Moon. I think they think I think they think all that Nihiri can do is loot and then and then put and then put Emrakul into play. I really don't think they know about the exile Blood Moon and we die ability. So let's attack Nihiri. Play Sulfur Falls past the turn. I don't know what's going on. Little Planeswalker, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for the subscription. Okay, so cast Counter Lightning Bolt. I'm so confused. I am so confused. Ah! They exiled Simian Spirit Guide. They don't know. They really don't know. They don't know. Oh, and there's Scalding Tar. We got there. Oh my goodness. Oh, that's gotta be one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Oh, Lord Almighty. Sir, we're so dead if they exile the Blood Moon. All right, so we get to kill the Nihiri. Oh. All right. Maybe after game 2. We need our treasure chest. I'll let him know after game 2. Secure Tribe Elder, sure. As long as we have a Blood Moon, I don't really mind. Oh. I thought they didn't. I don't know. I've never seen anything like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, our opponent is getting close to hardcasting Emrakul. And it can't be countered. So, I guess that would be bad. Just a land. So we actually want to try to kill our opponent rather quickly. Serum Visions. Finds us. Serum Visions. Lands to the bottom. Let's get in with Platinum Emperion. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Alright. Pass the turn. Come on, no Emrakul! No Emrakul! Opponent passes. Ooh. I think that means we can win through an Emrakul. We could also just Serum Visions into a Bolt. Which would be sweet. Spell Snare to the bottom. Cryptic. It doesn't matter. We're gonna well, there's not. Is there even any reason to? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't even think there's a reason to do anything. Let's just pass. We don't really need the second Platinum Emperion. Opponent's going to search out a Titan? Alright, that's fine. They can search out a Titan. They can't search out Emrakul with that. They only have 2 green mana, so if they go to cast the Titan, we can just remand it and they can't recast it. Oh, they get Obstinate Baloth? I mean, that's fine too. So let's remand the Baloth. Oh, I don't know how that happened. Oh my goodness. Are you going to play me tonight, Little Planeswalker, for our one Momir game? That's true. Stu can play me anytime, so you're more than welcome to if you want to be the Momir game. We still got one more game to go. A Goat Emote from Squid Labs. Ooh, that is the seductive goat in the flesh. Oh, okay. I guess you're bringing Counterflux. Yeah, I've never seen anything happen that was quite like that in a game of Magic before. I mean, just ticking up to play Emrakul is one thing, but when they tick down to kill our Simian Spirit Guide, which is something you never want to cast anyway, that was pretty good. So, like, do we bring in anything else? Any more sideboarding advice so we can get this treasure chest? We don't have any... Well, we got Cryptic. No more 4-mana blue cards. Zodlix, thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the Fishbowl. We should not have won that game. I agree with that 100%. No way we should have won that game. But I will take it. I'm not going to complain. Alright, alright. We haven't run much Chandra. Let's try a Chandra. That's true. Simian Spirit Guide gets itself to exile one way or another. Alright, let's try it. Thank you, Zodlix. Alright, this is pretty reasonable. No Blood Moon, but we got some good cards. And our Madcap Experiment. So, Island and Serum Visions. Opponent cracks Windswept Heath. Yeah, it's a forest. 1, 2. Alright. I think we need both lands, so we'll keep them. Keep the lands, pass the turn. Mountain for our opponent. And Farseek. Getting their ramp on. No Mana Tithes. Please, no Mana Tithes. That's true. Keranos would have been surprisingly safe. Well, maybe we can just win like the control deck in this matchup. Sakura Tribe Elder. Our opponent did have a land. Tricky opponent. There's the Elder. Ooh, there's a click, though. So let's play the island, pass the turn, leave up Mana Leak in case they Elder into Titan, and then... Ooh, they didn't sack their Sakura Tribe Elder. Okay. Is there a way to get free common sets for standard cards or not? Not that I'm aware of. You can get cards from like free bots, but I don't think you can just get whole sets for free that I'm aware of. Yeah, we're not going to let our opponent Chalice. Yes, sub is enabled. We are officially partnered with Twitch. Up on the top right hand corner. Scalding Tarn, goo. So now we have Cryptic mana up too, which is good. I'm really surprised they're not sacking the Sakura Tribe Elder. Well, let's get a peek at our opponent's hand with this Vendilion click. See if they brought in artifact or enchantment removal. Tefri80, thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the Fishbowl. If you look in the classified ads, ooh, okay. If you look at the classified ads on Magic Online, I'm assuming you're talking about Magic Online. If you're unjust, thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the Fishbowl. If you look in the classifieds on Magic Online for free bots, you should be able to find them. When do we Madcap Experiment generally? Depends on the matchup. Against aggressive decks, usually as quickly as possible. We also want to know if we're going to be disrupted. Hmm. Yeah, I guess we can just take Primeval Titan. Draw an island. Oh, we're not dead. Alright, pass the turn. We're not going to Madcap yet. Search for tomorrow's, sure. Stomping Grounds, tapped. Opponent gets in. So our opponent's hand is Through the Breach and a Summoner's Pact. I think this is fine. If they draw exactly Emrakul off the top, we're in trouble. Also, if our opponent realizes how Valakut works, we'll be in trouble. But I'm not betting on that. There's Summoner's Pact. There's Primeval Titan. Casts Primeval Titan. Gets a couple mountains. If we draw a Blood Moon, do we win? Not exactly. Scalding Tarn. Oh, we're so close to winning. Oh. We attack, our opponent blocks with Secure Tribe Elder. I was thinking of getting rid of the Sakura Tribe Elder, but alright. We'll just attack. Opponent blocks and sacks. Valakut's 4-1. So now the question is, question for all of you, do we bolt, snap, bolt this Titan, or do we just cryptic tap, cryptic tap? What's the correct play? Oh yeah, we can't snap bolt. I guess Titan can't even really do anything to us. They get 2 mountains, it's only 6 damage. So it doesn't even really matter, right? Opponent attacks, gets a couple lands. We can't crack the fetches because of Platinum Emperion. Yeah, I forgot. We can't actually crack our fetches. But it only does 6 damage, so it doesn't kill our Platinum Emperion. So pings it for 6. I don't think we want Emperion to die. If it resolves, we're going to lose our Platinum Emperion. I don't think we can... Wait, why do we want to let this die? We can still have 2 Emperions. I think we gotta counter this. Hey, thank you, Super Lad Man. Opponent passes. Simian Spirit Guide. So let's get in with Platinum Emperion. Yeah, I guess Bolt Snap Bolt is the plan now. So, pass the turn, see what our opponent does. We'll Bolt Snap Bolt at the beginning of combat. Our opponent drew Reclamation Sage. I think we still have to Bolt Snap Bolt. Okay, Reclamation Sage. We can Bolt Snap Bolt thanks to Simian Spirit Guide. Well, now we can also crack our mana, so... Bolt, Primeval Titan. Get our Mountain. Snapcaster Mage. Get the Bolt. Bolt, Primeval Titan. One more time. Opponent passes. Oh, and there's Blood Moon. Oh, Blood Moon. All right, all right, all right. And then... Exile, Spirit Guide, Madcap Experiment. Whoo! We can't crack there for a couple of reasons. I think this should do it. Attack with Snapcaster. Opponent blocks. Alright, opponent, what do you got? Seven mana, 6 mana, Primeval Titan, number 2. Not scary since there's no Valakuts online. Let's attack. Opponent takes it. Drops to 1. And we're a bolt short of just winning. All right, pass the turn. Opponent goes to combat. And passes. We can't Snapcaster Cryptic. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. We don't have a bolt to snap. The question is, do we just run out a Snapcaster to attack? Lightning Bolt still could ruin this, but we'll try it. Is this it? Attack with both. And that does it! Wow, we survived! Oh, that was a tough one. That was quite the league. So, whew, we ended up 3 and 2. We got there with the 3 and 2, which means we get a treasure chest to open. Lost to blue-white control, lost to burn, beat Dredge, scape shift, and burn. So, not bad, not bad. So let's see where this chest is. Treasure chest. 1 treasure chest. Let's crack it open. Come on, give us something good. Oh, I know we're gonna get something horrible. Come on. Oh my goodness. It opened on the wrong screen. Oh, Moto, you are the worst. I can't even move it. Sorry, everyone. Moto is horrible. It's opened on my second monitor. Oh, there we go. All right, we got it. Whew! So, hooray! 10 play points, worth $1. Standard staple Alms of the Vein, worth $0. And Malphus Squad, also worth $0. So, yeah, not great. Not great at all. But, well, that's, so far, I don't think, what have we got, a Raging Ravine on stream as our best open? I think out of our treasure chests, we haven't opened that many, but, well, we still managed to 3-2 with Madcap Moon. So, well, we're already almost at 9 o'clock. Well, if you wanna do a game of Momir, now's the time. So, send me the challenge. Littlest Planeswalker, I think, is at the top of the list. And we will do 1 game of Momir to close out the awesome stream. There it is. Oh, wait. Is this the Littlest Planeswalker? Who's are either of these the Littlest Planeswalker? Is Littlest Planeswalker still around? The top one, Littlest Planeswalker, Timothy? Oh, okay. Okay, Ryan, okay. Alright. Sorry, Timothy. Playing Ryan tonight. He was moved to the top of the list. Timothy, you're at the top of the list for next time if you want to play Momir and you're hanging out next stream. So remind me next time you're at the top of the list. Let me change the overlay real quick, and then we're going to battle it out. So, Momir, if you're not familiar, the randomist format on Magic Online. All lands, random stuff happens. Tuesday is the next stream. So, I mean, assuming we play Momir and we have time on Tuesday, you're at the top of the list. So just remind me. If the league goes super long and we don't play Momir, then you're on the top of the list for the next time that we do play Momir. I don't know what we're streaming yet on Tuesday. I haven't really planned it that far ahead. So as long as we play Momir, you're the one. The Curbinator, thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Unruly Mob, whenever another creature we control dies, gets a +1/+1 counter. Eh. Have I ever played Mojo Stow? I have not. I've heard about it. It sounds interesting, but I've never gotten a chance to play it. Ooh, Gilded Drake, when it enters the battlefield exchange. Yes! Yes! So our opponent is going to be taking our Unruly Mob, and we get a 3/3 flyer. So this card is kind of faded away. This actually used to be tech against Show and Tell with Emrakul. They Emrakul, you Gilded Drake, steal their Emrakul. That was pretty sweet. Carper Sem, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for the follow. See you, Damnation. Thanks for hanging out. We'll be back on Tuesday. Am I going to stream a Pro Tour Gauntlet? It's... Oh, all right. Or it just dies. It's possible that we stream one next week. Not sure. Good old Gilded Drake. So get in for one. Pass the turn. We got to skip our 3-drop so we get up to 8 mana to start making the good stuff. My favorite 7-drop would be the one that's an X-Hex and gets +1/+1 for each snow permanent. Yeah, it's one of those good die when they hit the battlefield. Rogue Sky Captain, 3/4 flyer. At the beginning of your upkeep, put a wage counter on Rogue Sky Captain. You may pay 2 for each war counter. If you don't, remove all wage counters from Rogue Sky Captain and target opponent gains control of it. So, poor Ryan has hit a bunch of extremely above the curve flyers that are horrible. Oh. I don't play waste in my Momir deck just because I think the odds of needing them are so slim that I don't know if it's worth it. Gravel Slinger, a damage to a attacking or blocking creature. Yeah, sorry, Littlest Planeswalker. You've hit creatures that would be absurd if they didn't have a drawback, but unfortunately they do. Oh, yes! I can't believe it in just one day. X Johnny, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for the subscription. I can't believe how many subs we've got today. You all are super awesome. Huh? What? Beginning upkeep, put a wage counter on that. Pay 2 for each wage counter if you don't remove all wage counters. Oh, so you get to keep it for 1 turn? I'm so confused. Maybe, is this bugged? Why is that still over there? Bogbrew Witch. Search your library for a festering new or bubbling cauldron. Put it on the battlefield tapped. Shuffle your library. This is Momir on Magic Online. I have never got a Phage on Momir. Never, ever happened. Well, thank you, Super Lad Man. So we're getting beaten down in the air. 4-3. The land types do matter to some extent, Kami Scum, with land walk abilities. Basically, the most common strategy is to play all of your mountains and swamps first. Flying Vigilance, when it attacks, other attacking creatures get +1/+1. That's not horrible. So the basic strategy is usually to play all of your mountains and swamps first, because they have the best... So Rogue Sky Captain is... so if you want a sweet legacy deck, Rogue Sky Captain is pretty good right now. 3 mana, 3/4 flyer. So we have a friendly agreement. So Rogue Sky Captain technically would be, I don't even know, going back and forth, and no one would be paying for it. So we're just gonna pretend like Rogue Sky Captain isn't part of the game, and Unless this is all a trick from the littlest planeswalker to wait until I attack with something and then they block and kill my stuff. So usually you play the swamps and mountains first because they have the best activated abilities, and only play the other lands as necessary to avoid getting island walked and plain walked and forest walked. And also islands sometimes have these weird old abilities where your opponent's creatures will just like die if you don't control an island. So MTG Zonk, thank you for the subscription. Welcome to the Fishbowl. What do I think of Tiwu's brewing abilities? I have a lot of respect for his brewing abilities. He brews some really sweet decks. Swamp, and let's play a 6-drop. Ishin's Shade. Pro white. Why does it have the blue text? So I guess it's double pro white. So you might as well get in with this. We'll see if the gentleman's agreement holds. Get in with the Sphinx. See if Rogue Sky Captain blocks it. There's not too many. Islands are the worst. What's better than protection from white? Protection from white twice. Alright, get in for 2. Pass the turn. Wizard's Foundry is our stream's sponsor. They make sweet deck boxes, so check them out. You can get 10% off with the MTG Goldfish 1 coupon code. Double protection cancels out. I think this card was actually good back in the day. Back when creatures were horrible, I think this was like pretty overpowered. I do not know what the actual reason is. Ooh, Mr. Infects, the Phyrexian Swarmlord. I don't know what the reason is for 24 life. I don't know if it's just an arbitrary decision. It might be. Armament Corps getting in for 5. Ooh, sorry. Well, let's see if double pro white cancels out. Hopefully not, because technically this thing is white. Double pro white does not cancel out. Swamp and 7-drop. No phage. No phage. No phage. I mean, I know that it says that, but I don't know why they made the decision to make it say that. Ooh, Isleback Spawn. Shroud. Oh, if anyone gets 20 or fewer cards in their library, good things happen. Yeah, let's do some attacking. That is true. There are Vanguards that give you less life and do other things as well. So I guess that's just how Momir is. I think it would be fun to play Momir. I also wanted to play oversized card battle with someone. You can actually, there's enough oversized cards that are really old, but there's enough oversized cards you can make a fairly reasonable deck of all oversized cards. Have I ever played with other Vanguards? No. I have had them. I've gotten some of the Vanguards from buying collections and stuff. So I have some of them, or at least had. I think I've probably sold most of them by now, but I've never actually played with the other ones. So, Rogue Sky Captain, the Rogue Sky Captain that never switches sides, no matter how much the littlest planeswalker refuses to pay the Rogue Sky Captain, just keeps staying there. I believe there are oversized lands, yes. I don't know how in the world you would shuffle it, but oh, all right. Hezizan, Tamar. Ooh. Enters the battlefield, X Sand Warrior tokens that are red, green, and white enter the battlefield to beginning your next upkeep, where X is the number of lands you control. When it leaves the battlefield, you exile all of them. Wow, that's actually one of the better cards from Legends as far as creatures go. Yeah, I have no idea how how you're gonna sleeve it either. That's another issue. We don't want to get any infect counters because then bad things happen with this thing, so we gotta avoid that. Good news is we can start making 8 drops. And 8 drops are where it's woo Hellkite Overlord, 8/8 Flying Trample, Haste, Fire Breathing, pay a red to pump it up, and also regenerates. So we got a little bit of everything. Well, we're just going, let's just do some big attacking. What's the worst that could happen? Yeah, Hellkite Overlord is pretty solid. I don't think this is quite lethal, but I think it makes our opponent make some questionable blocks. Bog Brew, jumping in front of the Shade. Opponent drops to 5. And pass the turn. Here comes the sand tokens. I kind of want to see what these look like. I don't want to die by Infect and Momir. Whoa! Suddenly, Rogue Sky Captain is no longer bugged. And it's on our side of the battlefield. Whoa! Sand Warriors are pretty sweet looking. I like them. They don't really look green, red, and white, but... I guess that's true. If it dies right away, then you wouldn't have to exile the tokens, would you? That's a good point. I don't know why Rogue Sky Captain suddenly became unbugged. 8 drop for our opponent is Terastodon. Terastodon is super good. Unfortunately, we already have Hellkite Overlord, and while getting 3 lands blown up is very good by the big ol' elephant, cannot compete with our Hellkite Overlord flying over for lethal. Alright, opponent gets in. We'll take it. Doesn't really matter. We could have probably killed it and killed all the tokens, but... we'll just get in with the Hellkite Tyrant. And that should finish it off. Terastodon only hits non-creature permanents, so it can't actually hit the Hellkite Tyrant. Our opponent hit some really weird creatures that game. Oh, maybe that's it. Maybe it was... It was counting it like the mana was paid, even though it wasn't. That actually makes sense now. Very strange. Very strange bug. Oh, we still have that was just game 1 of our Momir match. We're still Momiring. It's a best of 3 match here in Momir land. Opponent makes a... Oh no, we're gonna get infected! We're so gonna get infected! Oh no! Yeah, we have like all of our islands. Swamp, and hopefully we get a 2-drop that can block this Blight Mamba. Did you all see the new Noose Constrictor promo? I think the art on the new Noose Constrictor is super sweet. Ooh. Oh, that's... Oh, Utopia Tree's the nuts. All right, we're winning. We're winning. So the single best card type you can hit in Momir from turns 1 through like 4 is anything that makes mana. Is just literally the best thing you can hit in the entire game. It's followed by like card draw and discard, but hitting mana is super good. Also, of note, Utopia Tree. Makes you realize how far mana dorks have come with Sylvan Caryatid. Sylvan Caryatid has hexproof, has an extra point of toughness, and otherwise is a Utopia Tree. Alright, so we get to start making 4 drops instead of 3 drops, which should be good. We are infected. Alabaster Karen, 2/3 Flying Vigilance, is some sort of deer. Opponent's got the Blight Mamba still. That's true. I guess technically that's a downside. Although, it's not that often that you attack with a 0-powered creature, but it is true. You see it with Birds of Paradise and, like, Township. Oh, man. The Gatekeepers. I used to love this deck. On Magic Online, they used to have triple draft formats of small sets, so you could do triple Dragon's Maze. And the Gatekeeper deck in triple Dragon's Maze Limited was a super fun deck to play. No, it was so awesome. You literally, because they put a gate... Whoa! Emrakul! It's going to be Emrakul time! Oh, yes! The hero fans! I didn't even know this was a card, but it is. And we are winning by so much. It actually makes our Utopia Tree worse because it's redundant, but that's okay. And this has Vigilance, so we get to attack and then make mana. Oh, so good. This is about as good as it gets for Momir. Triple Dragon's Maze was so sweet. You literally spent, if you wanted to be the gate deck, you would spend the entire first pack picking gates because there was one in every pack. And then for packs 2 and 3, you would just draft like every Gatekeeper possible and any other Gate Matters cards. It was so sweet. Mark of Confusion, thank you so much for the subscription. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Also, MP3 Chaos, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for the sub. Yeah, so we're making 8 drops next turn, while our opponent is making 5 drops, like Aven Tactician, which is a reasonable card, but oh, I should have blocked there. Oh well, we're so far ahead. I don't think it really matters. So play a mountain, tap all of our stuff for mana. We could do it post combat. Does it matter? I don't think it matters. We're probably just going to cast an Emrakul at some point, hopefully. Token Producer? No. Filigree Angel. Gain 3 life for each artifact we control, back up to 25, past turn. So next turn we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We get another creature, 11, 12. I don't think we're going to make it to Emrakul, unless we get something that, like, makes tokens. And our opponent, 6 mana, gets a Jodiah's Avenger. 4/4, pays 0, gets -1, -1. Your choice of Double Strike, Pro Red, Vigilance, or Shadow. So, essentially any ability ever printed. Am I getting a punt for not discarding the island? Really? Really? Are y'all going that deep on me? I guess we'll block. So we play land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now let's just go right up the curve. 10 drop. Why not? Greater Gargadon. Pass the turn. Island isn't very good because of their Island Walk is one of the most common land walk abilities. And there's some weird island stuff from the old days. Thorn Elemental for our opponent. Can assign damage like it wasn't blocked. This thing can get Pro Red and Double Strike and become a 2-2. Pro Red, I assume. Yeah, it's going to get in there. So you could use it 3 times and make it a 1-1 Double Strike Pro Red Vigilance. And Shadow. Yeah, I guess if we're going to tap our creatures for mana, we might as well block the Infect thing. Although we could get up to like 9 poison and then start blocking. Just for troll purposes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, we'll block the Infect thing. Oh yeah, 12 can get us Blightsteel, you're right. Blightsteel's pretty good. So I guess we can just make it 12 drop. Alright, tap out the crew. 12 mana. What do we get? Hopefully it's... It That Betrays. It That Betrays is fine-ish. Am I going to play Infect anytime soon? Probably not. Not super likely. Infect just isn't my style. Yeah, there's 3 of them. It That Betrays, Blightsteel. What's the other one, actually? What's the green card that's letting us tap our creatures for mana? This card is actually pretty crazy. Sentinel Hierophants. Opponent getting in. Gonna give their Joda's Avenger Hierophants. Close enough. Oh, its name is 1. Ugh, that's easily the worst 12 drop to hit. It That Betrays, I guess, is the middle 12 drop. And then Blightsteel's the best one. Isn't there just 2 15 drops? Emrakul and the Worm? I don't think this is new. I think we just haven't gotten to this song in a while. I think it's actually old and we haven't listened to this one in a while. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Alright. Oh, it's bugged? It asks you Vigilance twice? I don't know. I'm not exactly sure what happened there, Littlest Planeswalker, but I think the Avenger was activated slightly Slightly more times than planned. It's easy to do on Moto. Moto, you really need to get familiar with, I don't even know. Like, it's just not always intuitive. So it's easy to think like, oh, Moto's messing up, so I'm gonna like keep clicking this. I like mulligan my hands unintentionally sometimes because I'm like, oh, it's freezing up, and I click twice, and I can definitely sympathize because stuff like that happens on Moto more than I'd like. So I guess the point is, don't feel bad, littlest planeswalker, because that stuff happens to me too. If you want to feel bad about me playing an Emrakul, though, that's fine. $13. Emrakul, the Promised End. We have Eldrazi all over the place. I guess we might as well attack. I mean, this is really the game right here. Like, it is so hard to get back in the game with your opponent having ramp. So, it's just, that's one of the things with Momir. That's just how the format works. I don't know if Momir enters into Wizards' design philosophy very much. Maybe. Maybe they're like, yeah, we need a 14 drop for Momir. That would be cool. Oh, yeah, we can actually play Big Mama Emrakul next turn, as opposed to Little Emrakul the Promised End. No one ever calls Emrakul the Promised End and Little Emrakul, like Little Jace or Baby Jace. I think I'm going to try to start saying that. So this is now Baby Emrakul. Alright. Let's block with Baby Emrakul. Babicle. Alright. So block with Emrakul. What does our opponent have? They could hit like Platinum Angel, maybe? Or Lady, oh my god, Kalera, not super. What is going on with this art? What is behind her? All right, we're gonna do a 7-drop here. If we hit a Phage, we hit a Phage. So let's see. Oh, instead we get Sphinx of the final word. Oh, well. Sorry for the bugs, littlest planeswalker. And also for my insane luck with getting this thing. McDerv, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Oh, full swing? Sorry, I keep being nice and just swinging with a little bit. Living Inferno is actually pretty good, but it's not good in this scenario. I have no idea, Scarecrow Pete. Sometimes I think it's weighted towards more recent creatures, but I don't know if that's really true. It might just be that more recent creatures show up. There's more creatures at certain converted mana costs that have been printed recently, like Emrakul and a lot of 8-drops, 7-drops. So it might just create that perception, even though it's not really true. What do you think of Demon of Dark Seems Forever after Reanimator deck and new standard? I have a deck list using it that seems pretty good. I think it's an interesting idea. I think you need to produce enough energy somehow to make it work. Well, good game, littlest planeswalker. Thank you very much for the match. Always fun to get in some Momir. SoundCloud or Spotify? I use Spotify, but I don't use it for streaming because we have a lot of restrictions with not playing copywritten music and all that stuff. So, especially since we upload everything to YouTube. So, for my personal use, I use Spotify. But, I don't think I can do another one tonight. I don't think so. I think I gotta call tonight. Anyway, everyone, Mezooks, though, you are at the top of the list for the next Momir match. Don't let me forget, you are at the top. Momir is awesome. If you've never played it before, it's super cheap to get into on Magic Online. So if you're looking for an excuse to just play a bunch of random, fun, interesting Magic, that's a reason to do it. So keep that in mind. Anyway, I think that's all for tonight, everyone. Thanks so much for hanging out. Super excited for our partnership. We finally got there thanks to all of you. So keep an eye on the site over the weekend. Much Brew About Nothing, articles. Next week, Commander Spoiler Star, so keep an eye out for that. And we'll be back Tuesday with some more streaming. So I'm super, super happy. Thanks again, everyone. You're awesome. And I will talk to you soon.